A lot of people wonder if they should trust someone else with their money or just figure things out themselves. That's why in today's video, are financial advisors really worth it? What you need to know before you pay will answer the questions everyone's asking. You'll find out when it makes sense to hire a financial advisor, what you should expect from them, what hidden costs to watch for, and how to keep control of your money at every step. We'll talk about common situations, straightforward facts, and practical tips you can actually use to protect and grow your wealth. Stick around until the end, because this could save you thousands and help you avoid mistakes that many people don't see coming. If you find this helpful, give Luxo-Life some love and let's get started. When do you actually need a financial advisor? Let's start with a common question. Do I really need a financial advisor right now? This comes up a lot, especially if you've just landed your first big job, got a big raise, or maybe you're a young doctor or professional suddenly making more money than you ever have. It can feel overwhelming to handle that much income or figure out where it should go, so you're not alone if you're wondering when to bring in some expert advice. A good time to think about hiring a financial advisor is when your money situation is starting to get more complex than just your work paycheck and a savings account. For example, new doctors often finish residency and jump into big salaries, but might not know how to manage investments or pay down debt wisely. Debt-free couples might wonder how to grow their money now that they've cleared loans. Or maybe you just got that first big promotion and want to make sure you don't waste it. The point is, you don't need to wait until you're super wealthy to get help. It's about when you feel unsure handling it alone and want to learn smart steps for the future. A trusted advisor should help you understand your options, not just push you into things you don't get. Remember, you are always in control of your money. The real job of a financial advisor, teacher, not boss. Next, let's talk about what a financial advisor is really supposed to do. Many people think hiring one means handing over full control of their money, but that's not how it should be. A good advisor is there to guide you, not boss you around. They should act more like a coach or teacher who helps you understand your options instead of telling you what to do without explaining why. One of the best pieces of advice is to work with someone who has the heart of a teacher. This means they care about helping you learn enough to make smart choices on your own. If you ever feel like your advisor is pushing you into things you don't get, or you feel like you need a shower after a meeting, that's a big red flag. You should never feel pressured or rushed when it comes to your money. A real financial advisor should be patient enough to break things down in simple terms. If you do not understand an investment or a plan they suggest, you should feel comfortable asking questions until it makes sense. Their job is not to keep you in the dark, but to help you grow your confidence so you stay in control. Hidden fees, what you're really paying for. But before you hire anyone, it's important to understand the costs. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking a financial advisor only charges one simple fee. In reality, there are often two fees you should know about. There's the fee you pay the advisor directly for their time, advice, and planning. Then, there are the costs that come from the investments themselves, like expense ratios for mutual funds or ETFs. Many people get caught off guard by this because big broker firms often bundle these costs in a way that's hard to see. For example, large brokers, like the big names you see on television, might charge 1.5% a year. That may not sound like much now, but over 20 years, it can cost you a big chunk of your future returns. On the other hand, independent advisors, especially those who work on a fee-only basis, often charge less and are more transparent about where every dollar goes. So when you ask, "How much should I pay a financial advisor?" make sure you ask them for a clear breakdown. Find out how much you pay them for their advice and how much you pay for the actual funds they put you in. The total of these two parts is what really matters, because that's what eats into your long-term growth. Does a financial advisor actually make you more money? So, is hiring a financial advisor really worth it? This is one of the biggest questions people ask before handing over any money for advice. You might wonder if paying someone to manage your investments or guide your decisions really helps you grow your wealth faster than doing it alone. The good news is there's actual research that shows a good advisor can add real value over time. One well-known study by Vanguard found that working with an advisor can add about 3% more to your net returns each year. That number comes from things like smart portfolio management, helping you stay calm during market swings, and planning ahead for taxes or estate needs. So it's not just picking stocks, but coaching you through the ups and downs too. Big name firms versus independent advisors. Which is better? Let's now compare big companies to smaller, local advisors. A lot of people wonder if working with big names really gives you better results. These big firms have shiny offices, polished ads, and well-dressed brokers who promise to take care of your money. But sometimes, those fancy names come with a big price tag that eats into your savings more than you think. One eye-opening example is how high fees from big brokers can shrink your retirement fund over time. Paying 1.5% each year might not sound like much at first, but over 20 years, that can cut your investment by thousands. In one example, $1 million investment could lose over 30% just because of fees that keep stacking up every year. That's why some people look for independent, fee-only advisors instead. Many smaller, independent advisors charge a lot less than the big firms. They still do the same job, sometimes even better, because they focus on you and not just pushing products to meet quotas. A real people advisor will help you understand where every dollar is going and show you exactly what you're paying for. Do it yourself versus paying for help. One decision can change everything. Now let's look at doing it yourself versus getting help. Many people think they're saving money by handling all their investing alone, but sometimes that decision costs way more than they expect. One real story compared two families. One stuck with safe certificates of deposit, while the other asked for help and chose a mutual fund. The difference over a couple of decades was massive. For example, one family put $50,000 into CDs, They felt good because it seemed safe and steady, but after about 15 years, their savings barely doubled. Meanwhile, the other family's money was in a mutual fund growing with the market, and they ended up with nearly $800,000. Same starting amount, just a different plan and a little bit of guidance. That story proves that sometimes asking for help and paying for good advice can change your whole future. How to interview and pick the right advisor. If you decide to hire one, here's how to choose the right person. Picking a financial advisor can feel awkward because you want to ask the right questions without sounding unsure. But asking good questions is exactly how you protect yourself and your money. Experts like the Money Guy always say to walk in with a list. It shows you care, and you're not just handing over your hard-earned cash blindly. Start with simple but strong questions like, are you a fiduciary? How do you get paid? What are your total fees? How much experience do you have working with people like me? Do you have any special certifications? You can even ask what they do when the market drops or when you want to make a big purchase. Good advisors will answer clearly and not brush you off. How to make sure you're always in control. And finally, no matter what, your money should stay in your control. This is one of the biggest fears people have when thinking about hiring a financial advisor. You never want to feel like you're handing over the keys and hoping for the best. The truth is, a good advisor should guide you, not take over. Your money is yours, and you have the final say on every decision. One simple rule is never do anything you don't fully understand. If an advisor explains something and you still feel confused, ask more questions until it clicks. If they get frustrated or try to rush you into something, that's a huge red flag. Your comfort and confidence should come first. This is your financial life. No one else will care about it more than you do. You also need to remember, it's okay to say no. Just because an advisor recommends an investment or plan does not mean you have to agree. You're not being difficult by asking for time to think or saying no to something that doesn't feel right. A real professional will respect you for being careful with your money. Thanks so much for watching, Luxo lovers. If this video helped clear things up, give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what move you're thinking of making next or what you've already started doing with your money. Share this with a friend or family member who might be on the fence about hiring a financial advisor too. And if you're new to Luxo-Life, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of our simple money tips. Give Luxo-Life some love, and we'll catch you next time.